She isn't saying no to sex, she's saying no to you. Let's be blunt, most men don't know how to initiate intimacy. It's not shyness, and it's not because women are complicated. It's because they believe asking for sex makes them less masculine, and that very belief makes them invisible to her. Today, you'll learn something few dare to tell you. Women don't reject sex, they reject men who fail to generate desire. This includes men who beg for affection or who are too nice, passively waiting for her to make a move. But here's the truth, women feel desire just like you do. They want intimacy, but with a man who understands a fundamental principle. Female desire isn't requested, it's provoked. This is where psychology and Stoicism come in. It's not about manipulation, it's about becoming the kind of man she naturally desires. A man who doesn't need to plead, pressure, or play the victim. Most men believe intimacy requires many dates, waiting for the perfect moment, or endless patience. What they miss is this: she's already decided if she wants something with you within the first few minutes. Everything after that is just confirmation. If you can't read her signals, lead the situation, or move with masculine intent, she loses attraction, and you're left frustrated, wondering, what did I do wrong? Here's the uncomfortable truth. She wants you to take initiative. Not by being desperate, but by showing confidence, contains sexual energy and clarity. And brother, that's something you train. Not with TikTok pickup lines or cheap mind games, but with mindset, presence, and stoicism. Because the stoic man doesn't react to rejection. He doesn't need approval, and that's precisely why he generates the most desire. In this video, you'll discover the psychological trick that ignites female desire without direct words. You'll learn how to use your masculine presence to make her take the next step, and most importantly, how to stop appearing needy and start inspiring real attraction. Get ready, because if you keep asking for sex like a child asking for candy, you'll never experience a woman truly desiring you. 6 Pillars of Attracting Female Desire. 1. She doesn't want sex with weak men. 2. Stop asking permission. Lead or lose. 3. Female desire is silent, not logical. 4. Your sexual energy speaks louder than words. 5. The man who doesn't react excites her. 6. Make her suggest it first. The trick. 1. She doesn't want sex with weak men. This might sting, but it's essential. A woman doesn't reject sex, she rejects the energy of the proposer. When that energy is loaded with neediness, insecurity, or doubt, she shuts down. It's not that she dislikes sex or isn't ready, it's that she can't be attracted to a man who acts like he doesn't believe he deserves it. This is where most men stumble. They think being good, polite, or excessively respectful will make her fall for them. But they don't grasp that this sparks friendship, sympathy, or trust, not desire. Female desire connects to masculine strength. Not aggression, but direction, clarity, and the confidence of a man who knows what he wants and doesn't need validation to act. A woman doesn't fantasize about the man who asks, "Is it okay if I kiss you?" She fantasizes about the one who approaches with a firm gaze, solid presence, and makes her feel something in her gut without saying a word. But that can't be faked, it must be. This is your inner work as a man. If you doubt yourself, fear rejection, or feel less than, your body communicates it, your gaze reveals it. Even if you say all the right words, she'll sense a lack of power. And what does a woman do when she feels that? She puts you in the nice guy, but not exciting, category. Here's a classic scenario. A man goes on several dates with a woman, pays for everything, is polite, and doesn't pressure her. She laughs, everything seems fine, but every time he tries to get closer, she's not ready. He thinks, okay, I respect her process. Inside she thinks, I don't feel anything, there's no spark, he's too nice, but I don't feel desirous. Then she disappears, or worse, starts dating another guy who wasn't so polite but was clear. He didn't ask permission. He had an energy she felt, not reasoned with. Does it hurt? Yes. Is it fair? It's not about fairness, it's about how human nature works. Weak, emotionally insecure energy doesn't provoke desire. So, what should you do? Stop seeking approval. Stop waiting for the perfect signal. Start connecting with your desire, without shame. Stoicism isn't about repressing what you feel, it's about mastering it, having control without needing to hide your intention. Because a man who can contain his desire without depending on her, that man becomes magnetic, and she notices it. Not by what he says, but by how he moves, how he enters a room, how he looks at her without apologizing for desiring her. That kind of man isn't weak, and that's why she does want sex with him. Stop asking permission. Lead or lose a brutal truth no one tells you. When you ask permission, you lose power, and if you lose power, you lose attraction. We're not saying be a jerk, force her, or be disrespectful. We're saying a woman wants to feel that you know what you're doing, not that you're waiting for her to guide you step by step like a child. When a man asks, "Can I kiss you? Do you want a hug? Is it okay if we sleep together?" She doesn't hear respect, she hears doubt, insecurity, lack of leadership. And that kills desire in seconds. Why? Because female desire is reactive. She reacts to what you project. If you project doubt, she responds with coldness. If you project confidence, without a word, she responds with desire. This is where Stoicism becomes key. A Stoic man doesn't ask permission to lead. He simply does it with calm, presence, and certainty. If she disagrees, she'll communicate it, and he won't collapse. But ironically, most of the time, she does want it. She was just waiting for you to have the courage to take the step. Classic example. You're with a woman at your place. Everything's flowing. She's laughing, looking at you, getting closer. You desire her, but instead of moving with intention, you ask, "Can I kiss you?" She furrows her brow, smiles uncomfortably, and says, "Better not yet." What happened? The moment died. She was ready, but you made her doubt because you doubted first. Now, imagine the opposite. You're present, you look at her, you approach without a word. She feels the energy, the moment, the tension. Your leadership isn't verbal, it's physical, and for her, that's irresistible. Stopping asking permission isn't being aggressive. It's trusting your energy so much that you understand when she's receptive without her having to say anything. That's how a man leads, and that's how she decides to follow him. 3. Female desire is silent, not logical. Many men continue to struggle with women because they believe desire works like an equation. If they're good, attentive, patient, and caring, she'll eventually want to be with them. But no, desire doesn't work that way. It's not logical, it's emotional, it's silent. She might say she wants a respectful, stable, sensitive man, yet feel completely attracted to one who fits none of that. Why? Because what she says doesn't always align with what she feels. If you take her words as rational instructions, you'll lose again and again. Female desire originates from the body, not the head. It comes from energy, tension, mystery. It's not debated, argued, or won with logic. This is where men get frustrated. But I did everything right, why didn't it work? She told me she wasn't ready, but days later she was with someone else. I don't understand what she wants. The answer is this: you don't have to understand what she wants. You have to understand how desire works. She can tell you she likes you, respects you, that you're a great guy, and still feel no spark because you didn't move anything within her. Because you were too available, too predictable, too correct. Desire isn't reasoned, it's felt. This means you can't force it or earn it with logic. You have to provoke it with presence, with masculinity, with mystery, and above all, with the security that you don't need her to feel it. That's when she starts to feel it. 4. Your sexual energy speaks louder than words. Many men think the important thing is to say the right thing, that if they have the perfect speech, use the right phrases, or speak beautifully, the woman will fall for them. But they miss a basic point. Your body speaks before your mouth does. If your sexual energy isn't aligned, she feels it. You can claim to be confident, masculine, experienced, but if your gaze trembles, your body is tense, or your energy screams, "I need validation," she doesn't hear your words, she hears your insecurity. And yes, here's an uncomfortable truth. Many modern men have repressed their sexual energy so much that they no longer know how to express it with power. They hide it, minimize it, camouflage it with good behavior, and then wonder why she doesn't respond, why there's no chemistry, why they're always seen as friends. Brother, wake up. You're not here to hide your desire. You're here to learn how to direct it, contain it, master it. And that doesn't mean being aggressive or acting impulsively. It means you can feel desire without becoming its slave. And that projects. A woman knows exactly when you're in control of your energy and when you're desperate for a bit of attention. You don't have to tell her you desire her. She feels it in your gaze, your posture, your presence. But if that energy comes from anxiety, from lack, from "I hope she chooses me," she closes off. That's why Stoicism matters. A Stoic man isn't cold, he's strong. He isn't passive, he's centered. He knows who he is, what he wants, and doesn't need to shout it to be noticed. Your sexual energy is part of your masculine power. If you repress it, you lose presence. If you let it overflow, you lose respect. But if you control it, she feels it and desires it. It's no longer time to hide your desire, it's time to master it. 5. The man who doesn't react excites her. I'll tell you straight. You're too reactive, and that makes you seem weak and desperate. Most men today react to everything a woman does. If she doesn't reply to a message, they get anxious. If she posts a story, they're analyzing if it was for them. If she shows no interest, they immediately get offended or start pursuing her more. Brother, if everything she does or doesn't do affects you, you're not in control. She is, and that extinguishes her desire. Because for a woman to feel real attraction, she needs to feel she's with an emotionally stable man. A man who doesn't crumble over a cold response, who doesn't seek approval in every glance, who doesn't need a positive reaction to simply be himself. That man is rare today, and that's why he's so valuable. The man who doesn't react impulsively, who maintains his center, who doesn't need to force anything, becomes a challenge for her. And that, though she won't say it, excites her, because it shows her that he's not trying to please her. He's simply living from his own power. If she wants to join, fine. If not, that's fine too. That generates tension, creates mystery, and awakens a woman's deepest desire. Who is this man who needs nothing from me to feel complete? And here comes the harsh criticism. Many men haven't built themselves internally. They lack purpose, vision, emotional strength. That's why they react to everything. That's why they're constantly seeking female approval, and that makes them transparent. She can see your emotions from afar, she can smell your neediness, and even if she doesn't say it, she loses respect, she loses attraction. The Stoic man, in contrast, isn't cold, but he isn't weak either. He feels, but he doesn't let himself be dragged by what he feels. He observes, but he doesn't act on impulse. He is so focused on his path that he doesn't need her to give him signals to move forward. And that's when she feels attracted, not because he pursues her, but because she feels she can't control him. And that's irresistible for a woman. So if you're reacting to every gesture, every message, every silence, stop it now. Your value isn't in how she responds. Your value is in how you respond to yourself. A valuable man doesn't adapt to a woman's emotional state. He isn't dragged down by it. She ignored me, she answered curtly, she left me on read. He remains firm, centered, continuing to build his life. If she wants to be part of it, fine. If not, that's fine too. But here's the most powerful detail. When you stop reacting, she starts to. When you no longer revolve around her, she starts to revolve around you. Because you're no longer in, how do I make her happy mode, you're in, does this add to my life or not, mode. And that drives her crazy. The cold man repels, the emotionally reactive man tires, but the centered man ignites her. And why? Because she can't control him, she can't fully read him, she can't manipulate him like the others. And that pulls her out of her comfort zone and directly into desire. When you don't react like everyone else, she starts to wonder, why doesn't this man need my attention? Why doesn't he chase me if I don't respond? What does he have that makes him so calm while I play games with others? And at that moment, she stops playing and starts pursuing, because she sees you as a real man, not just another needy one. So if you want to be desired, don't shout your value, embody it. Don't react. Observe. Act when you decide, from calmness, from your center. That kind of energy isn't easily found, and when a woman feels it, she doesn't want to let go. 6. Make her suggest it first. The trick. This is one of the most powerful and least discussed truths of female desire. When a woman feels it was she who made the decision, her desire becomes much stronger. It's not that you can't initiate, or that you have to wait passively, but the psychological trick is to create the environment, not impose the intention. Most men make the mistake of pressuring, of wanting to rush the moment, of saying things like, When is something going to happen between us? I like you too much, I can't wait. Wouldn't you like to spend the night with me? And with those phrases, they kill everything, because there's no mystery, no tension, no choice left. She feels like she has to decide, not that she wants to decide. And there's the key. A woman gets excited when she feels she crossed the line, not when you pushed her. So, how do you achieve that? With your presence, your nonverbal language, your gaze, your tone, your calmness. She needs to feel that contained sexual charge, that desire you're not shouting, but that's perceived in the air. The calmer you are, the less you say, the more calm. Forteable you are with silence, the more uncomfortable it becomes for her not to act. And if she feels safe, if there's connection, if you know how to generate emotional tension without anxiety, she will be the one to suggest it, but not with explicit words. Sometimes it will be a phrase like, "Are you staying a bit longer? Are you always this calm? With you, I feel strange, like nervous." Translation: I'm feeling things and I'm opening the door. And here's a scene that happens more often than you imagine. You're at her place or yours, everything flows, you're close. You don't immediately touch her, you don't invade, you're just there, calm, unhurried, speaking calmly. Your gaze is firm, relaxed. At one point, she falls silent, bites her lip, looks at you, and says, "Are you always this confident?" And she moves a little closer. Boom. It happened. You didn't say it, you didn't ask for it, you provoked it. Because desire isn't always activated with words, it's activated with well-directed energy. And when you create the space without anxiety or pressure, she feels free to choose, and she chooses you. That's the trick, and very few understand it. Sex isn't asked for, it's provoked. Here's a truth many don't dare to speak. If you have to ask a woman for sex, you've already lost. Yes, that blunt. Because if you have to convince her to be with you, it means she doesn't feel it naturally. And when desire doesn't come from her, what you get isn't intimacy, it's charity. That's the controversial phrase, and I know it will sting many, but it's exactly what you need to hear. Many men out there keep trying to make women like them, to please them, not to make them uncomfortable, and they forget the most important thing. You're not here to beg for desire. You're here to provoke it. Not with empty tricks, not with copied internet phrases, but with presence, with real masculine energy, with self-mastery, with a life that fulfills you with or without her. When you stop chasing and start attracting, everything changes. A man's true power isn't in what he says. It's in how he enters a room, how he looks at you, how he stays silent without getting nervous, how he walks with purpose, how he makes a woman wonder, who is this guy? And why do I want to follow him? And if you're not there yet, that's fine. This channel is precisely for that, to help you awaken, to train your mind, your energy, and your presence as a stoic man in a world full of lost men. Because you're not here to adapt, you're here to lead. If anything I said today resonated with you, perfect, leave it in the comments. Tell me your experience. Has this happened to you? Have you ever asked for permission and felt like you lost all power? Have you been with a woman who seemed to light up only when you were more centered? Leave it below because I read everything, and yes, I will respond. I want this to be more than a channel. I want it to be a community of men who are tired of being invisible, weak, manipulable, men who are ready to build respect, magnetism, and power from within, without needing to shout it, without needing to beg for it. And if you're one of them, subscribe, activate notifications, and get ready to see the female world with different eyes, because once you understand this, there's no going back. See you in the comments, brother.